Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us for the final round of the new Beverage Showdown. I'm Ray Latif, the editor and producer of BevNet's Taste Radio podcast, the #1 podcast for the food and beverage industry. I'm also the host of the new Beverage Showdown competition. As I mentioned, this is the final round of the Showdown, which is presented by Venturing and Emerging Businesses, an operating unit of the Coca-Cola Company, and gives early stage and promising brands the opportunity to present their business plans and products to a panel of expert judges in the BevNet Live audience. The winner of the two-day competition will receive an industry awareness package worth $10,000 and generate a short list of brands that have triumphed in the Showdown, including Health-Ade, Malk, Can, Rise Brewing Company, and Hoplark. Out of the 12 semifinalists who presented yesterday, 6 have made it to the final round. Let's talk about the rules for the final round. Each of the 6 brands will have 5 minutes to present and receive 5 minutes of immediate feedback from the judging panel. The final round is split up into a morning session and an afternoon session, with 3 brands participating in each. After all the brands have presented, the judges will convene and choose a winner. We're going to announce that winner here on stage at 3:15 p.m. Just to note, there will be no audience voting in the final round. Let's meet our esteemed judges, beginning with John Craven, who is the founder and CEO of BevNet. Up next, we have Dan White, who is the chief of the New Revenue Streams Unit at the Coca-Cola Company. Cassie Finley, who is the director of DSD Beverage Merchandising at Kroger. And Chuck Cassano, who is the founder and CEO of High Touch Libations. Very excited for the final round, very excited to hear from our contestants today. And let's hear from our first contestants today, beginning with Evan Smiga and Matt Crowe, the co-founders of Volay. Come on up.
Good morning, everyone. We are the co-founders of Volay Caffeinated Sparkling Water. Volay is just 3 simple ingredients: sparkling water, natural flavors, and 50 milligrams of organic caffeine from green coffee beans. Volay was born when my co-founder Matt and I first found each other in the long-houred world of investment banking after college. We were drinking copious amounts of coffee, which quickly lost its allure, and as health-conscious individuals, energy drinks didn't fit the bill. And even the so-called healthy versions, with the sugar-free marketing jargon but containing sucralose and highly populated ingredient panels and high caffeine content, just seemed downright dangerous. Simultaneously, we're avid sparkling water drinkers. And one long night, we thought to each other, why can't our basic, beloved seltzer waters do just a little more for us? And thus, Volay was born. Just 3 simple ingredients, nothing we put in our cans you can't pronounce.
Volay sits in a unique category in the market, in between 2 of the fastest growing segments within non-alcoholic beverage, energy and sparkling water. An underpenetrated category with massive upside potential and seemingly endless use cases. Our consumers drink Volay for a morning or afternoon pick-me-up, a coffee replacement, a pre or post-workout beverage, a cocktail mixer, the list goes on. We serve Volay to our healthcare workers, our yoga instructors, our happy hour goers, and everybody in between. We seek to fuel your everyday.
From a packaging perspective, we opted for simplicity. We wanted our clean, simple ingredient panel to resonate onto the can, and for our consumer to understand exactly what they're consuming from the moment they pulled it off the shelf. One notion we preach at Volay is that less is more. When you look at the broader energy segment, it's largely dominated by harsh lines and intense macho packaging, to which Volay seeks to play in the white space that is an energy beverage with softer lines, cleaner ingredients, and a pick-me-up feeling that doesn't make you feel like you're bouncing off the walls. We wanted to create a brand that you'd actually want to hang out with.
Volay is an entirely bootstrapped company with an attractive gross margin profile. We currently have 3 SKUs in the market: grapefruit, watermelon mint, and tropical lime. We SRP in retail for $2.29 per can and $7.99 in a 4-pack format.
We recently launched into all the Fresh Market locations. Additionally, you can find us in select Wegmans locations alongside other independent retailers. Volay can also be purchased in other formats, like restaurants, bars, cafes, and hospitals in our backyard of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And we have other exciting additional retailers in the pipeline for 2023. So make sure to grab a Volay in the sample fridges here and stay hydrated and invigorated. We are Volay, and cheers to cleaner energy. Thank you.
Well done. Slide over here. The judges may have some questions for you. All right, John, let's start with you. Sometimes caffeine can affect how a package or a product like this may taste. What are your thoughts on the taste of Volay?
Yeah, I mean, I think this stuff is super drinkable. It's like just a little different than a uncaffeinated seltzer. There's a little bit of bite to it there, but it's, again, super drinkable. It does feel like something that if you're drinking fruit-flavored seltzers and, you're into the energy thing, this might be a good, next step.
Dan, we heard in the presentation that Volay has hit the sort of intersection of two growth categories in caffeine and seltzer, or energy and seltzer. What do you think about that opportunity?
Yeah, I think it's a great opportunity. I think it's a category that hasn't been formed yet, right? So there's been sparkling water that adds caffeine, probably not done as well. We have a few of those ourselves. But I think this idea of having a brand that starts from there and moves out from there creates real opportunity.
And Cassie, as a retailer, how do you assess Volay from a presentation standpoint and how the brand sort of fits from a design standpoint?
I will say the packaging is beautiful. I love the ombre. I was interested if you guys were in singles, so it's interesting to hear a 4-pack. When I look at the category today, it's been traditionally 8-packs. What makes you think the customer's looking for a 4-pack?
I just thought, we thought as a new product, it's a little bit easier to convince a consumer to purchase 4. Obviously, it's easier to convince a consumer to purchase 1 at the start and 4 rather than 8. And where we're priced on the shelf, we think we're in line with other 4-packs and the traditional energy segment, even though we are in the sparkling water segment as well.
So as a follow-up to that, you envision yourself sitting within energy?
It's something we're constantly looking at especially at a consumer level. Right now we're merchandising in sparkling water. I think your immediate consumer that appreciates our product is one that is your sparkling water addict that appreciates the utility that is energy, that doesn't veer too far off from what is the taste and feel of a traditional sparkling water.
I would tell you the turns are a lot faster in energy. So for my advice to you at retail would be to carve out a space within sparkling, but create a destination. But love the idea.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Chuck, we see it on the screen right there, clean energy. We've seen a lot of plays in this space over the years. What do you think about Volay's foray into that space?
Yeah, I think it hits on cleans, especially with the flavor and the taste. It doesn't pack too much of a juicy watermelon or passion fruit punch, or I forget what the grapefruit was the other flavor. So it's definitely clean there. But I just had a question about the brand name. What does Volay mean? Because Bang, I know I'm getting energy. So Volay, what am I getting with Volay?
Yeah, good question. It's not a name that means anything fancy in Latin or another language or turned upside down, but rather we wanted to curate a brand that that consumers could resonate with. We came up with the word and we just thought it spoke well to the overall brand position, image, and it's fun to say, it's elegant, it's easy, and that's how we came up with it.
Feels aesthetic.
Okay. Yeah, I think maybe if just to get a better understanding, if you're going to go with energy, something just a little more, know that when I pick this up, I'm going to get a little kick or a function I can feel.
How about Olay?
Olay, there you go.
All right, very well done, guys. Great feedback, great presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.